Okay. Good. Good morning. Good evening. But more importantly, Shabbat Shalom, because this is Shabbat for Cecile and I. And there's been something on my heart to talk about for a long time, and I keep putting it off. But the world just keeps becoming more and more unusual to people. Famous people online on podcasts keep coming to this point when they're investigating things and they don't understand why things are so bad and why the people involved are so evil. For example, there was an election and in a very important country that's the reserve currency of the world. I'm trying to say words so that the video doesn't get blocked on YouTube because that's becoming hugely controversial. There was an election and this man became the president of the country, and he promised many, many things like files on a very evil person would be released as one of many promises. And for many reasons, that president now can't release those files and is making all sorts of excuses. And that goes on and on and on. And then commentators get to this point where they can't understand why the politicians who promise one thing and then get into parliament or into office, they can't come to fruition on their promises. And then they also can't understand why the people involved, like this man who has these files that need to be released on him, and all the kings of the earth are scrambling not to have those files released, why they can't understand that they can't understand why these people are so evil and they do such evil and despicable things. And so there seems to be a ceiling of information which no one can get past because we are not given significant information in our life training and our training from our organized religions, our 38,000 denominations. We are obviously given information that is not sufficient to be able to punch through the barrier that helps us to definitively understand why things are becoming so wicked. So what we need to do is we need to have a discussion that starts probably even at Genesis 1, but it starts at Genesis 2 and goes through to Genesis 3 on an absolutely essential entity, entity, and no one I've ever heard of has sufficiently explained this. But we're going to give you the evidence right from the word go as to why everyone knew about this, and you'll find that in 1 John 3, 2. First John 3, 2. 1 John 3:12. Sorry. 1 John. Here it is. Finally. Not as Cain, who was of the wicked one and killed his brother. So, did you hear that? Didn't we all get told that Cain was from Abel? Adam. Didn't we all get told that Cain, see, that's why my lovely wife's here to help me, because the Ruach speaks. And anyway, this is my wife, Cecile. And so, not as Cain, who was of the wicked one and killed his brother. And we know that it's Cain and Abel, okay? And we are all told that Cain was of Adam. But John is explicitly saying that he's of the wicked one. And who's the wicked one? The Bible refers to him as Satan or the devil. They're all horrible translations. His proper noun is Beliya'al, which means no yoke. Okay, so we will read the story again in Genesis, and we're going to go through some of the intricacies that allow you to understand what actually happened and not what your pastor's teaching you, not what your rabbi's teaching you, and also not what your messianic, whatever you call them, is teaching you, or whatever other denomination you come from. This is let's just lay this down as conjecture, and the Ruach can help you, and you can decide for yourself what's actually being said here. But we're reading straight out of the Scriptures Bible, and so here we go. We're going to start off at Genesis 2 and and verse 9. And out of the ground Jehovah Elohim made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, with the tree of life in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. 2 trees. Now, there's a whole rabbit hole to go down here about the tree of life. People like us, we believe that the tree of life is mentioned in Revelation. If you get to eat from the tree of life in Revelation, then you're blessed. That tree represents Yehoshua. We call what many people say Yeshua, which isn't correct Hebrew. We call him Yehoshua, and we call the Father our Elohim. We call him Yehovah. So no excuses for that. Please keep listening. We don't call him Jesus because Jesus isn't a Hebrew word, and Mary and Joseph would have called their son a Hebrew name, not a Greek or a Latin name. So we use the original names that we were given. So Yehovah, our Elohim, has put 2 trees in the Bible. Search on any search engine, search the word tree, and you'll find that trees, more often than not, all 164 references in the Bible, way more often than not, represent people. So trees represent people. There's 2 trees, or sorry, entities. Let's say entities. What are these 2 trees? I won't go down the rabbit hole, but there's a tree of life, which we think is Yehoshua. Who's the other tree?
Yeah.
So Beliya'al is one tree. That's why he's in it, in the garden. And Yehoshua is representing the other tree. And that's why he turns up in Revelation as being the tree that we get to eat from. And there's no tree of knowledge of good and evil in the garden.
No.
In Revelation.
Yeah.
Also, Yehoshua walks amongst the 7 poles of the lampstand, not candlesticks. And the lampstand also represents a tree, so on. The 2 witnesses, lampstand, and the olive tree. Let's not go down that rabbit hole for now, but we've got 2 trees, and the second tree is the one we're interested in. It's the tree of knowledge and good and evil. So you can read along in the story. So we're focusing on this one, which represents Beliya'al.
Yep.
Ooh, there's already some controversy right there. Okay, and then there's a piece here about the 4 rivers. By the way, this is another big rabbit hole to go down. The world was not formed the way you think it was. The atmosphere was completely different before the flood. It was highly likely we had a heavily oxygenated environment, and the world was under the crust was full of hydrogen. And when the fountains burst forth, that was a ginormous reaction that you see out of the back end of a rocket flying into space. It's an oxygen, hydrogen, water reaction, and the result of that is rain in Florida. And the result of that on a global scale would be massive amounts of rain and a massive amount of water released, exactly like what the Bible says. So we won't go there. But before that, the world was watered by mist. We'll just read that in a second. And it was also watered by rivers. And there's 4 of the rivers that are in the area. One of them is the Euphrates.
I guess you can do another video explaining that.
Yeah, I could easily do that. And it gets real technical, and we have to read some science. But yeah, you're having the wool pulled over your eyes as to how this happened. It's very explainable using the Bible as to how this whole story came about. It's very easy. And Yehovah, this is verse 15. And Yehovah Elohim took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. And Yehovah Elohim commanded the man, saying, Eat of every tree of the garden, but do not eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, for in that day that you eat of it, you shall certainly die. There's the first command, or the first promise, the first instruction, the first Torah right there. And Yehovah Elohim said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I'm going to make a helper for him as his counterpart.
Do you think it's for every man or just Adam?
So there's
The specific man, Adam.
Yeah, so there's this huge issue. And if we started off in Genesis 1, we'll read that let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule them.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're asking about
Is it
man
only...
or Adam.
Yeah.
And the answer is it's highly likely that Yehovah made many, many people. Two large populations of people over time, but the start of that were people inside the garden and people outside the garden, just as a general statement. Because they go off, the boys go off when they're thrown out of the garden and marry girls.
Yeah.
And they are not from Adam and Eve.
No.
It doesn't explicitly say that, but it's highly likely that they're not marrying their sisters.
Yeah.
Because in the lineage, sisters are mentioned, but they are not the ones that are being married to. So they're marrying people outside of the garden, and Yehovah's put them out there. And that's not taught either as a likely scenario. But
Well, if we can mention Cain, when Cain got banished by Yehovah, he married another woman.
And yeah. And so the little words like there, let them rule over. It's pointing to multiplicity of people, not just Adam. So, but going on, he's put this one specific man into a specific place to be trusted to manage this specific place, and the specific issue is that there are two trees there, and Yehovah wants Adam to be in the presence of these two trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we also believe in predetermination. Okay, so he says, but if you eat of that tree, you shall certainly die. And Yehovah Elohim said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I am going to make a helper for him as his counterpart. And from the ground, Yehovah Elohim formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens and brought them to the man, not to them, to the man, to see what he would call them. And whatever the man called each living being, that was his name. Now, should we have gone into the Hebrew to see if that was Ha-Adam? Oh, no, Ha-Adam, or just Adam?
We could, but we haven't looked. I don't remember.
Curious. Translation causes so many troubles.
I did look in the past, and I couldn't find very big differences between all the words, because Adam is used for mankind, also the specific man, so I couldn't quite find a decisive answer.
When people make translations, they definitely use their interpretation of the Bible to translate it.
Translation is a kind of lying.
Yeah, everybody, even the Hebrews know. You want to come and say hi? Oh, this is our kids coming and going. And whatever the man called each living being, that was his name. So the man gave names to all livestock and to the birds of the heavens and to every beast of the field. But for the man there was not found a helper for him as his counterpart. So the woman's being made last. So Yehovah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall on the man, and he slept. And he took one of his...
Side. Well,
why do they put ribs there? Well, I can tell you why they put ribs there, but it's actually sides.
Yeah.
and closed up the flesh in its place. What happens if it sides to the interpretation of the story?
But that mean that that Adam had both.
He had two sides,
Yeah.
and one needed to be separated from the other.
Mm.
So what did that make the first woman in relation to the first man?
A compliment.
Equals.
Yeah.
But different but equals. So this is very, very curious, right? So she's not actually under Adam at this stage. She's just.
So then they will make it very special because there is other women outside the garden when he created male and female, but this one didn't. Because she came from Adam.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes her different from the others.
Yeah. Yeah. And the side, this is verse 22, and the side, you can read it rib if you want, and the side which Yehovah Elohim had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. Ooh. And the man said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one is called Isha.
Yes.
That's in Hebrew, Isha, or woman.
So it's the Aleph, Shin, and Hey.
That's how you say it, Isha.
Yeah.
Not Aisha.
No, Isha, because there's a dot underneath.
Yeah. So if it was Aisha, it would be fire, right?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Jots and tittles. Be careful. Somebody changed jots and tittles and made a woman into fire somewhere else. Zechariah 5.
5?
Very stupid.
Oh, yes,
you read
yeah.
that with Isha there, or fire. It's describing a nuclear warhead.
And there's a topic.
You don't throw a woman into a basket. You throw the fire into the carrying container. Okay. No. Okay, sorry. We rabbit holes everywhere. Sorry, ADD. This one is called Isha, a woman, because she was taken out of man. For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh.
One flesh.
One.
Yeah.
Echad. Echad.
Echad means one, yeah.
I and my father are one. Echad. Is she the same as me?
No.
You're sitting at my left side. We could be a duality.
Yes.
Sorry, Catholics, but there is no Trinity and there's no scripture for it. I'm sorry, it's just so stupid. Oh, and most Christians actually. Anyway, they shall become one flesh, hopefully of one mind. And they were both. Oh, here you go. And they were both naked.
Oh, yes.
And the man and his wife, yet they were not ashamed. Okay, so they're both naked.
And then
Recording. Okay, apologies. We lost some footage and we have to record this piece again. But it's only a few verses, so we're looking slightly different. Okay, we got up to yet they were not ashamed, and that they were both naked.
Yes.
Yeah, sex things.
Yeah. Or like I think we were saying that they knew they were naked, but they never were embarrassed about it, and then after eating the fruit, they realized the importance of these bits.
It comes again later. It's an important point that they were naked and they obviously weren't doing things by the eyes. Okay, and the Nahash was more crafty. Oh, this is chapter 3. This is starting in chapter 3. And the Nahash was more crafty than all the lives of the field which Yehovah Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, is it true that Elohim has said, do not eat of every tree of the garden? And a crafty way to put that, really. Which
Yes.
just gives her all the rope that she needs to hang herself with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe one point is that when Yehovah gave the command to not eat the tree of knowledge of good and evil, she wasn't there yet. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That could have an
She
importance.
she didn't hear the words originally from Yehovah's mouth. She had to have heard it. No,
From
not
the-
had to, because Yehovah could have told her afterwards. But
yeah.
but she would have heard it from
Adam.
Adam. But she heard it from somebody. She was
Yeah.
told by somebody. And the woman said to the Naash, we are to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. So she confirmed him on that all the trees are for food. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden.
Which one?
Yeah, which one of the two?
She hasn't said.
She never specified which of the two trees she's referring to.
Yeah, that's why I think that if it is something from Adam that she heard from Adam reporting Yehovah's word, she could have been wondering, oh, what did he say again? Kind of she couldn't quite recall exactly what Adam said. That can happen. I mean,
yeah. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, do not eat of it, nor touch it.
yes.
Nor touch it?
It's another.
She added 3 words there, nor touch it. And why might that be important? So, lest you die. Do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest you die. And Nahash said to the woman, with a twinkle in his eye, you won't certainly die touching. And at that point, did he present something to her to touch?
Might have, or he could have just showing her. Sorry.
It's like, look, if I put that in your hand,
yeah.
or if I give that to you, and you touch it, see, nothing happened.
No.
Because over here, Yehovah said, do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall certainly die. No mention of touching.
No.
See, so if you want to add to Yehovah's word,
you can get yourself in trouble.
You can, deceive yourself.
I think that's what happened. She
Yeah.
deceived herself, and Beliya'al just used it.
Yeah. So she added to the word. So
yeah.
you can have a demon deceive you by your own words.
Yeah.
You can have Beliya'al. Like Beliya'al actually doesn't. He's not omnipresent. So if he's
somebody,
if he's
someone,
if he's annoying an American politician, he's not in your house annoying you. You're probably doing it to yourself.
Yes. That's
So
right.
if you add words, you can deceive yourself through your own words. Demons can deceive you through your own words, and Beliya'al can deceive you through your word.
Yes.
In this case, Beliya'al probably used the words that she added to deceive her. And he's constantly looking for where we add jots and tittles to deceive us. Or take away God's name.
Well, he's actually very good at twisting a lie to make it look like truth, but not.
Yeah. Very good at twisting words. That's what he did to Yehoshua in the wilderness. Twist the word. And then Nahash said to the woman, you shall certainly not die. For Elohim knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food. Food?
Yeah.
This is all very food. And Hebrew words do mean food and do mean eating. And
Well, yeah, it could be both. I mean,
could it be consuming? The consumption of a thing, or is it just a visual shadow picture?
Or could you just having it all wrong and it's just like a very supernatural fruit that just like
Maybe.
something that you ate physically and then
These are very important word and shadow pictures, like a tree.
yeah.
I don't think Yehoshua is a tree of life.
No. No, but that's curious. I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah. But they're definitely word pictures or shadow pictures for us to review and consider. But seed, food, consuming, trees, a people, so on, and a desirable and a tree desirable to make one wise. Really, a tree that makes somebody wise. And she took of its fruit and ate. And she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Now, this is that word that is so amazingly important. The word with. And it's just a little 4-letter word, but it then dictates a vast swath of information in the Bible that you're going to read from one cover to the other. And if you get this word wrong, with, then all sorts of things go wrong.
Yeah. So the Hebrew word is itzel.
Itzel, yeah. So the word with becomes incredibly important, because if you decide that Eve and Adam were standing side by side,
then you make them
then Adam is a weak-minded man who watches something else or someone else take advantage of his wife, his other half, his other side. Just standing there like an idiot, watching as another entity takes advantage.
Yeah.
And that is the predominant understanding of most religions.
Yeah.
Bible-based religions. It is the most absurd idea that you can possibly imagine. And I find virtually no one who thinks that with might mean something other than right next to.
Yeah.
If I say to you in the camera, and I call you on the phone, and I say, "Is your wife with you?" And you go, "Yeah, she's here at home." That can be that you are on the toilet and that she's cutting up vegetables in the kitchen, and there's no way she can hear you. Or she could be in the kitchen and you can be repairing the car in the garage, and there's no ability for you to both to hear each other. But on my end of the phone, I can assume that she could be within earshot. So I have to ask another question. Is she right there with you? Can she hear us talking? But that part of the assumption is not in the Bible deliberately, so that you, as the reader, can decide as to whether or not you're the judge of Adam or not. Whether you're going to condemn him or not.
Yeah.
And the entire Christian world is condemning Adam, and then they lose track of a vast array of shadow pictures, like Yehoshua was the second Adam.
Or the son of Adam, yeah.
What? Or he was the son of man. He was the son of Adam.
Yeah.
Those sorts of ideas suddenly take light. They become incredibly important. But if you don't understand that 4-letter word with can mean in earshot or not in earshot, if you don't grasp that idea, you're going to totally muck up the Bible from chapter 2. 4-letter word. Itzal. So she could have done something at the tree. Adam's with her in the garden, and she could have done something at the tree that Adam didn't see, and then she goes and takes that thing to him, dealing with the rhinoceros.
Or it could have come to her, I don't know.
Yeah. Or she could have carried it with her being until he arrived and came back to her, and then she could have shared it with him. We don't know. But the whole Christian world is like, oh no, they were shoulder to shoulder when Beliya'al was the Nahash was having fun with my wife.
But they were making Adam guilty of something
Yeah.
that he may not have been guilty of.
My conjecture is that's very deliberate. That is very deliberate, that the religious world has confused you.
And like, why the apple?
My conspiracy is that the whole Christian Judeo world has fooled you, and they do it deliberately, and they make you think that they were side by side like Cecile and I. But what the reality is, and I'm absolutely certain of this, is that Adam was not near Eve, just with her in the garden. And so she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. Remember I said this is important, this idea about being naked? And they sewed fig leaves together and made loin coverings for themselves. And they heard the voice, I'm going to come back to this in 2 verses. And they heard the voice of Hawwah Elohim walking about in the garden toward the wind of the day.
Oh yeah,
Interesting,
the wind, yeah.
Curious saying. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Hawwah Elohim among the trees of the garden. And Hawwah Elohim called to Adam and said to him, "Where are you?" And he said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked.
Yeah.
So I hid myself." What did it say?
He got ashamed of being naked when before he wasn't.
Yeah. And they were both naked, and the man and his wife, yet they were not ashamed.
And then
That was in verse 25 of 2. And now, so let me tell you this. We have animals.
Yes.
And if I take the billy goat over to see the nanny, he's like, "Ooh." And he runs over and he shoves his nose up her bottom and he takes a beautiful big smell. No, not in season. Right?
Yes.
And then 5 minutes later, I take the billy goat over to the young billy and he runs over. He's like, "Ooh." And he runs over and he shoves his nose up the bottom of the young billy goat. Boy. And he runs off. So he couldn't tell whether it was a boy or a girl. And you can do this over and over and over again with them. They never figure it out. It's not by sight.
No.
It's by nose. Most of the mammals are like that.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one creature that does not operate by nose in that way. We do have some ability, but it's not like that. We operate by sight. And I see Cecile and I'm like, "Ooh, by sight." Okay, right? And so over here, they can see that they're both naked, but that's not important to them.
And then after the fruit.
And after the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and whatever happened with the Nahash at that tree and Eve, right? Something happened, and now it's by sight. Because what did it say? Elohim knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be opened. Why? Why eyes opened?
For you.
What's so important about mankind and our eyes? Remember, it's the window to our souls. There's also another thing, and this is where it starts to get complicated here. We're going to bring this up in a large way soon, that this is a sexual thing. And I'm not the first one to talk about this, but something sexual happened at the tree with Adam. And we're going to, with Eve.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that soon. because everything here is screaming sexual. But you're not taught this.
No.
It's just in all the artistry and everything you ever see about this in terms of the visual, the murals on the Catholic walls,
You see a snake
it's sexual.
and a man
It's a
and woman.
very sexual event.
Mm.
But you're never taught that, okay? And we're teaching you this today. The kings of the earth and the people who run this world, they know that this was a sexual event, but you aren't being taught that. And we'll tell you what the evidence is, and we've already read it at the start. Cain was of
The wicked one.
the wicked one, Beliya'al. By the way, at the tree, she was a virgin.
Yeah.
Was there another conception of virgins?
Yeah, Miriam.
Okay. Let's keep going. Let's get to Cain, and then we can talk about this much more then. Okay. So I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, Hawwah said, who made you know that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree which I commanded you that you should not eat? Another word there is consumed.
Yes.
Tree of life, Yehoshua. Tree of good knowledge of good and evil, Beliya'al.
Mm-hmm.
You're consuming Beliya'al.
Yes.
Of which the fruit of Beliya'al is a seed inside. Every fruit has a seed inside it.
Yes.
Strawberries aren't fruits, by the way,
Yeah.
because the seeds are on the outside.
It's a berry.
But pumpkins are not vegetables. They have seeds on the inside. Pumpkins are fruit.
Yes.
Right. So seed, very important idea. Seed, there's seed involved in fruit.
Yes.
And she's consuming of it.
And you call a baby a fruit.
The fruit of your womb. Okay, so let's keep going. And have you eaten of it? And the man said, the woman you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree and I ate. No, he didn't say it like that. Because that's the way the Christian world wants you to believe he said it. I'm a weak little man and I took it and I ate it.
No.
That's not what's going on. That's idiot stuff. Okay? He, at the point which she hands him the fruit. So, it reminds you of apples. It's so stupid. At the moment that option was given.
About the apple and why, like, the Roman Catholic Church would have.
The Roman Catholic Church would love that because it's the symbol of the fertility goddess.
Yeah.
The apple.
Her name is Pom something.
Yeah, and in pagan mythology, Lilith and these female gods, they're all fertility goddesses.
Mm.
And so they're trying to make out like Eve is a fertility goddess.
Yeah.
But don't believe that stuff. It's terrible. It's terrible. Just keep reading. Keep reading. Okay, so the woman. So I asked this important point. The woman who you gave me to be with, she gave me. I ate it. That's not what's going on. So if my wife did something really silly that was going to mean that I was going to be separated from her for the rest of eternity, I would have a choice of whether I join her in it and die, my other half is destroyed, and I'm left just one half.
Mm.
I am never complete ever for eternity, because I'm in a garden with the tree of life, and if I eat of the tree of life, then I continue to live forever alone. So I'm like, what have you done, Eve? What have you done? So now I have to partake of that apple, that fruit.
Apple.
Oh, it's so pervasive, all these things you get taught. That's so evil. Those things we get taught. Yeah, so fig, so pomegranate. Whatever. This, I'd say consequence. I have to take this consequence too.
Yes.
Otherwise, you die and I remain alive forever. And we don't know how long the term is. Now, I didn't know I was going to live for 1,000 years at this stage.
No.
If I was Adam. So I'm sitting there with the most important love choice you could possibly imagine.
Yes.
Now, there's a guy in the Bible who turns up later who is incredibly important to us called Yehoshua, and he gets given the exact same choice. If you want to be with her forever, you need to die. And hence he's the second Adam. He's also the son of Adam. Very, very important idea. If you believe the stupid church and what they believe, you completely destroy this entire shadow picture of what Adam just did. She gave it to me, and I consumed it. But she gave me of the tree, and I ate. And what does Elohim do? He's like, Adam, what have you done? No, that's not what Yehovah does. He turns to the woman, and he said, and Yehovah Elohim said to the woman, what is this you have done? And the woman said, the Nahash deceived me and I ate. Both true. These are both true statements. The Nahash deceived me and I ate. And Yehovah Elohim said to the Nahash. So here we go. Judgment time. He's heard from both, and now the judgment. Don't you pass judgment. Don't you condemn yet, because Yehovah hasn't even condemned. There's no condemnation yet, but here it comes to the Nahash. Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all livestock and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you are to go and eat dust all of the days of your life.
You can mention he hasn't asked the Nahash from his perspective.
Yeah, never asked the Nahash because he made him and he knows what he is.
He hasn't said, so what did you do? What is your side of the story?
Well, in Ezekiel we learn that the Nahash is actually just servant class. He's just a messenger. Like Gabriel and Michael, he's the same class.
He was the high priest.
No, he's a cherub. Sorry, the covering cherub.
The high priest.
He's a cherub. Sorry, he's a cherub. Cherubim. He's the high priest. So he's very important and he's very, very powerful. But he's still a created entity and he's still in the servant class. So the covering cherub. Yeah. And I put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, and you shall crush his heel. So they put a capital S there because translators love to read into the story. You won't find a capital S there in any of the other Bibles. Any of the Hebrew Bibles, the true Hebrew Bibles, because, we constantly want to keep putting ideas in people's head based on our understanding. Yeah. But as you know, they're trying to make it refer to Yehoshua further on. Okay, the second Adam. And then, so he says, to the woman, he said, I greatly increase your sorrow and your conception. Bring forth children in pain. And your desire is for your husband, and he does rule over you. So, before this moment, Eve was just another side. The husband didn't rule over her.
No, well, he didn't say that anyway.
Well, but he's made that command right here.
Yeah.
She was never made like that.
No. But I guess when you don't know good and evil, and you just and act by instinct, then there is no need for someone to command you. But now that we know what is good and bad, we are the one who brought the curse upon ourselves. Yeah.
Well, Yehovah's given it to you based on what happened. But what happened? Why is childbirth connected to what she did at the tree?
That's the consequence of it.
Childbirth? But childbirth's a consequence of something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sex. Right? Okay, so
And protected.
how many how many ticks along the way do you need to go, this is a sexual thing, consequence?
Yeah.
The tree of knowledge of good and evil is associated with sexual stuff.
And also because, like, the only part of their body they were ashamed of was the lower part
Nakedness.
and the upper part.
Yeah.
Not the arms or the legs or feet.
And he does rule over you because she didn't do what she was told, so now it's going to be his fault.
Is it what you...
Maybe it's because he did this thing, and it was a loving act. Maybe it was a loving act to save you. So now you owe your life to him, right?
I guess, yeah.
So there's a whole lot of interesting, this is all conjecture here, right? Because you're not to condemn, and yet the entire Christian world has condemned Adam. It's like a primary idea, don't condemn until the end. And only then the judge does that. But yet, from chapter 2, we're in condemnation mode. Okay, let's move on. And to the man he said, right, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, saying, do not eat of it.
Mm-hmm.
What's he going to do?
He didn't curse Adam.
You're going to die! The death of a dog. No, he doesn't do that. He turns to the ground and he points at the ground. Cursed is the ground. But there's a play on words there because Adam comes from the ground, Adam, Adama. Cursed is the ground because of you. In toil you are to eat of it all the days of your life, and it shall bring forth thorns and thistles for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. So he's not actually cursing Adam, he's just making the job of tending the garden harder. Or a garden.
Yeah.
By the sweat of your face you are to eat bread until you return to the ground. Adama.
It might say that that people might say, indirectly cursed him because he has to work harder.
Yeah, that's all right.
He doesn't have to.
But he didn't pass it directly onto it, like ripping the dragon's legs off.
Yeah.
Right, making him writhe on the ground like a crocodile. And he didn't directly curse the man by saying, look, it's gonna be really hard for you to bring forth kids now. Right?
No, he didn't.
He didn't. He's still a free man. And that's because Yehovah, in my conjecture, that's because Yehovah knew that this was the primary love choice. And this was always the intended consequence. It would have been a very selfish act for Adam to say, no, I'm not going to consume of that consequence. Fruit. Right? Yeah. By the sweat of your face you are to eat bread until you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. For dust you are, and dust you return. In Hebrew, that's Adam, Adama, Adam, 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 Adama.
But dam means blood, Adam means man, and Adama means soil.
Yeah. Dust. And the man called his wife's name Hawwah, because she became the mother of all living. The mother of all living. What is it to be walking dead?
To be walking dead. I don't remember that.
Eh? Vessels for honour and vessels for dishonour.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
So another topic.
another rabbit hole. Not going there. And Yehovah Elohim made coats of skin for the man and his wife and dressed them. So that's the first sacrifice.
And the covering. That's the covering.
And the first covering.
Yeah.
Had to kill an animal in order to atone for something that was done. For sin. And Yehovah Elohim said, see, the man has become like one of
us.
Me? No. Oh, another huge rabbit hole. Huge rabbit hole. This was the video I was supposed to do, but I've gone with this one.
Elohim. Yeah.
Psalm 82. 6 verses. Oh, how important that is. Probably some of the most controversial stuff in the entire religious world is what does the word Elohim mean? My sons, no, I'll save that for the next video, but it is probably the most important idea, and no one has got a grasp of this properly. Virtually no one I watch online. What the word Elohim means. Translated God.
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Buddha?
Oh,
Allah.
Yeah.
Allah. They're both gods. Ganesh. Gods. Okay. And Elohim addressed them, and Yehovah Elohim said, "See, the man has become like one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put out his hand and take also of the tree of life, and eat of it, and live forever, in a fallen state."
Yes.
Live forever in his fallen state, which was never intended for you to live forever. Surely you will die, is the promise.
But then, what did they were allowed to eat of the tree of life?
Yeah, when they were in the garden and when they weren't of.
Yeah.
But Yehovah always had he also made that tree in the garden with them.
Yeah.
Beliya'al. He put Beliya'al in the garden with them on purpose.
For a test.
For a test. It's completely deliberate on Yehovah's sake, because he knew how it was going to play out. He'd even written the story in the heavens.
Mazaroth.
A lamb was from previous videos. A lamb, a bull worship, Beliya'al, judgment scales. We know how that story goes from the other video. He had already told everyone, Adam, from creation, all the messengers. He had already told all the cherubim, everyone in the host of heaven. He told everyone how the story was going to go from creation. Yet we somehow think that Sumerians had it first or whatever. No, the story was known and it was written in the heavens, and it defies language and tongue, and Adam knew it. Okay, and so he's going to become one of these people, one of these entities, an Elohim, or he's going to return to one, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put out his hand, take of the tree of life and eat it, and live forever in a fallen state. So Yehovah Elohim sent him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken, and he drove the man out, and he placed cherubim at the east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the way to the tree of life. Not to the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Well, it's already consumed.
It's already consumed. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. This is a very controversial verse. Can't say that we've totally nailed this verse, but this is the one everyone's going to quote back to me. And Adam knew Hawwah his wife, comma, full stop.
Well, Hebrew doesn't have
commas and full stops. So who chose comma?
The translator.
Translator did. So Adam knew Hawwah his wife, full stop.
Could be.
Can I'm going to put that there.
Okay.
Oh look, now another and she conceived and bore Cain, comma or full stop?
You can choose.
I can choose. And another and said, I have gained a man, Yehovah. What on earth is this that just fell out of me?
Yeah, when you read in
great pain.
Yeah, when you read in Hebrew, or if you put yourself in Eve's shoes, it's kind of like, it's very extraordinary that she got a baby. Like, she had no idea this would happen. I mean, it's like when you look at a god and she has a baby, she's kind of like, oh, look at that.
Yeah. So you
she
saying,
doesn't know how it comes.
So she could have gotten pregnant, and then the goat gets pregnant, and then the goat gives birth because it's got gestation of 5 months.
Yeah.
And she's like, is that going to happen to me?
Yeah.
That she could have known what was going to happen to her, and it could have been exciting, but she might not have known how it was going to go.
But you can tell that when you read it. Well, I don't know. When I read it in Hebrew, it felt like she was very, very pleased with herself.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
very happy
Yeah.
that something like that
I
happened.
have gained a man, Yehovah. And another full stop or comma?
But there's no punctuation.
Oh. Any verses and chapters?
No, neither.
No verses or chapters either. So you're allowed to read it however you like.
Mm.
And again, she gave birth to his brother Abel.
So then, that means there's a long time between that verse 1 and that verse 2.
Yeah, so we've got 5 kids.
Well, nearly 5. The 5th one is not there yet.
How long until you figure out whether you've conceived?
Oh, well, I always go on the safe side and wait for a week after the missing period. So.
Oh, I'm missing a period. It's not like the moment you've that the day after you're like, right, I'm not interested anymore.
Well, some ladies say they do feel that they have gotten pregnant straight away, but
And what's straight away though? 2 days? 3 days?
I don't know, because I don't go with my feelings. I just prefer waiting until I'm sure that I have a.
So is it possible that you consume of this thing, then later on in the day you give it to your husband?
And you feel something.
No, just a minute. And you give that thing to the husband, and then you get this whole judgment from Yehovah, and you get biffed out of the garden in the afternoon, because it says he was walking in the evening, in the cool of the day.
Yeah.
And you get biffed out, and you're outside the garden, and like less than 12 hours later, you no longer live in the garden, and Adam's got eyes that are open, and he's like, ooh, what's this? What's this? That Yehovah's given me. I didn't see her like that before, because previously it was all smell, and now it's all sight. See?
Although it depends how long.
And so within 12 hours, he might be going, well, this has been bad for us, but
I do like the experience.
let's
the fruit.
Let's make up. Let's make up. After this, whatever. Comfort me, darling.
Okay.
and so let's just read that again. And Adam knew Hawwah, his wife. Full stop. And she conceived and bore Cain. Is that verse there? We are led to believe that those two things are linked. Adam knowing Hawwah, his wife, and the conception is of Adam.
But it's not necessarily true.
It's not necessarily true, because you could be, it could be your time of the month, you're interested.
Yep.
And that might last several days before you're not interested anymore.
Yes.
And we don't know what time the conception had until the hormones switch over.
Well, I think it takes, or I don't know, I might be wrong, but I thought 5 to 6 days until the egg actually, when the fertilized egg or the embryo implants.
Yeah. So if a woman's a whore 2,000 years ago, and she's seen by multiple men in 2 nights, and she conceives, does she know which one?
No.
Oh. So you mean there could be a problem with knowing whose seed is in you?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's conceived, but she doesn't know, because it might be plus or minus 24 hours.
But obviously it's quite close, because she consumed the fruit with Beliya'al, and then soon after she consumed the fruit with Adam. So
if you think about Mary, Mary and Joseph, Mary the mother of Yehoshua, did she know that Yehovah had put seed in her at what specific hour? Was it right while Gabriel was talking to her?
No, and that would have been very differently, because
she might just missed her first period.
Yeah, but I mean, she didn't even know anything, because she just got the promise. I mean, Yehovah didn't take a human form to...
Oh no, when the vomiting starts, she knows. She knows she's pregnant.
Yes.
But she didn't know actually what moment she conceived. There's a gap. Let's just say 3 days.
Yeah. Oh, you don't.
And then Eve, how much less, because she's the first woman and it's never happened to a human before.
Yeah, the morning sickness often happens like 2 weeks after you conceived.
Yeah, there you go.
But
So,
it's quite variable, so it's hard to tell because I mean, some women don't have morning sickness, and some women just are in bed very sick. So, but in general, a woman would have morning sickness 2 weeks after conception.
So our human experience now, is it similar to the human experience of Adam and Eve?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. So to say things weren't the same, come Ellie, say hello. This is our daughter, and yes she is. And to say things were different, that's where the conjecture comes in, because we are supposed to think that things happen the same unless specifically said. So we know that you could have 2 seeds in you and not know which one was which.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where it gets really creepy, because we have just now told you, and so did John, in 1 John, that that it's possible that Beliya'al put his seed in Eve at the tree, his tree, at that moment.
Yep.
Maybe in the same kind of way that that Hawwah put his seed in Mary.
Yes.
Right? The same kind of way. And then
Yeah, but no,
this is so important, is in Enoch, the watchers come down, and in the narrative, the watchers come down and put their seed in women.
The reason why I think the way Hawwah did it is different, because I mean, how could she have taught Adam how to consume that fruit if it wasn't the same way? Like Hawwah put the fruit in a different way than Beliya'al did to Eve.
Yeah, what like he could have slid up to her and, no, that's not going to kill you, and then
eat the fruit.
Yeah, if it's that kind of idea, then it's quite hard for Adam to partake in the same kind of thing, to consume the same consequence, because what's going on? It could be all sorts of things, but it's definitely consumption, and it definitely involves seed. Fruit always involves seed. You shall know a tree by its fruit.
Yeah.
And all fruits contain seed. And there's kind of like summing up some of the stuff. And the curse is related to childbirth.
Yes, and what is the childbirth is a consequence of.
So how many witnesses do you need that this is not what mainstream religion has ever taught you? And you can go, really. And so, you were going to say something before.
You mean like how long was Eve created before the fall? Was it before within a month, or was it several months?
Yeah, and my conjecture is that if it's by smell...
Yeah, and then that would have happened before Beliya'al could reach her. So.
Beliya'al needs to get to her before the first cycle.
Yeah.
Just if you want to put it in real clinical terms.
Yeah.
So putting some time spans on those.
Because you can see on a goat that when it's only like, it's a very few days, but that both the Billy and the nanny are keen on each other.
Yeah.
And then if you miss the window, then the nanny goes off, and then she's not interested anymore. But yeah.
Yep. Isn't that right, Coda? You tell them how it works in the animal kingdom.
You got the heel bits chopped off.
Right. Yeah. No, he still chases the girl dogs around here. Yeah. Anyway, and it's always like run up to the boy, shove your nose in, and it's a boy, and off to the next one. Same way, same.
Funny.
So here is a stunningly important thing Oh, we've just read that about. Okay, so now we have Cain and Abel. Bore Cain and said, I have gained a man, Hawwah. And again she gave birth to his brother Abel, and Abel became a keeper of sheep, and Cain became a tiller of the ground. Okay, and then we won't read that because you can read it in your own time, and we get into lineage.
You said you wanted to talk about Cain killing Abel.
Yeah. So, but we know that Cain killed Abel, right?
Yes.
So Abel's gone and Cain's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's a curse. There's a curse, and Cain is marked, and he finds that curse to be incredibly heavy, and he goes off and creates his own lineage.
Well, the interesting thing is that Cain found a wife, and so it's obvious that Yehovah created men and women. When Cain got dismissed by Yehovah, he found another wife, a woman, among the people. So it's obvious that Yehovah created many men and many women before, and that the story of the garden is one specific man that Yehovah created. And then Eve is one specific woman that he created from the specific man. But apart from their story, there are civilizations around because Cain managed to find a woman among these people. So it's not...
That's our conjecture.
Yeah.
And we think it's very strong because it said he made them.
Yeah, and I mean, he did say earlier he created man and woman.
Yeah. So if we go on with this idea, so somehow Cain finds a wife, and then he creates a lineage, and it's unlikely that Adam would have given him his daughter, even though he's been cursed and driven away.
Yeah.
It's unlikely that he would have had one of Adam's daughters or his sister.
And there would have been a lot of interbreeding. I mean,
yeah.
If it was only one single man and one single woman.
Today we know about the genome, and that could not have happened.
Yeah.
So, what happens is, if you want to go down that track of saying that Cain and others married their sisters, then you go against everything we know about the human genome. But if you read... Hey, boys, stop. We're recording. Go away. Stop. Don't make noise.
Just give it to him.
So if you know about the human genome, then you know that we can't breed with our siblings, and you'd have to be saying and driving huge assumptions into the Bible to say that they had a different kind of genetic structure to us. And that's why that first thing I said about what happened with the water and the way the world was becomes very important. Because things were different in terms of the atmosphere, and that's why people are living for a very long time until the flood, and then straight after the flood people are not living nearly as long.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But what we want to say here, in chapter 5 verse 1, this is the book of the genealogy of Adam. Now listen here, because there's a notable absence. In the day that Elohim created man, he made him in the likeness of Elohim. And then male and female he created them, and he blessed them and called their name Adam in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and brought forth a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name
Seth.
Where's Cain?
Shem.
Where's Cain?
Yeah. Cain's not
What happened to Cain, kids?
He was died.
Oh, good guess.
No, he didn't, but good guess. Cain is not there. Cain is not in the lineage, because this is witness number how many?
They haven't come.
Well, we're up to 5 or 6.
Yes.
We're past a handful of witnesses that Cain is not in the lineage of Adam.
No.
He brought forth a son in his own likeness after his image and called his name Seth.
Seth.
And it's not Abel because he's dead.
Yeah.
We did bring him forth. It could have said, and he brought forth Abel and he died.
It could, but he didn't stay alive perpetrate the
for
lineage.
this, it's not important. But Cain's still alive.
But he's not his seed.
But he's not his seed. He's the seed of
Cain.
So
Beliya'al.
Cain and Seth look very similar, maybe. That would be conjecture.
Yeah.
But Seth is the first. Sorry, no. Cain is the first Nephilim.
Yes.
Because the Watchers came down and mated with women, or put their seed in women, and created giants, Nephilim. So the cherubim, the covering cherub, Beliya'al, puts his seed first. I always wondered, it never occurred to me, why on earth would all the Watchers come down at Beliya'al's command and put their seed in women when it was such a despicable thing to Hawwah?
Yeah.
Why, wouldn't you turn to your boss and go, Captain, you do it first and we'll follow? Well, the answer is he did do it first.
Yeah.
He did it to Eve first. And they are all like, oh. And then the boss of the fallen messengers and Watchers says, boys, you go and do the same. You do likewise. And so they followed in it. And that's how you get Nephilim. Cain is the first Nephilim.
Yeah.
And then the sons of the Watchers are the next round of Nephilim.
Yes.
So this is 3 species of creature on earth. Man-like species. We have in the likeness, or the son of Hawwah.
Yeah.
The son of Hawwah, Adam.
Yes.
We have the sons of Beliya'al and the Watchers, Nephilim.
And the common people.
And the commoners.
Yeah. Yep.
3 completely distinct sets of people. They may have all looked the same at that point, just big giant people
Yeah.
in the oxygen-rich environment of the earth
Yes.
that can live for a very long time because of the way oxygen works in your cells. And then what happens is you get corruption come after that. And then we get to a man named Noah, and Hawwah says of Noah that he where was it?
You mean you bring comfort?
No, that his was the only line that was uncorrupted. So here, come into the ark, you and all your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation.
Well, there's also.
And then in 6:9, yes, good one. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was righteous man, perfect in his generations. And he's the only one that's perfect in his generations. And if we look into what that says in the Hebrew, that his line was not corrupted.
Yeah.
So by the time of the flood, every single human, his line has been corrupted by the DNA or the actions of the Nephilim.
Although we can assume that his sons were also
Yep,
pure,
yep.
because obviously after the flood, there is the uncorrupted line from Shem.
Yep. So there's got to be at least one uncorrupted line.
So it's
And so how does corruption come on the earth at this point? Who comes on the boat that weren't genetically related to
for the 3
Noah and his wife?
daughter-in-laws.
That's what's coming.
Hey, boys, the 3 daughters got on the boat.
Yeah.
So one of those daughters must have been okay.
Obviously, Shem's wife was okay because Shem's line is the uncorrupted line that leads to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob.
And one line, one of those wives
It's completely corrupted
is
because
completely corrupted
of Ham.
because
So
no,
Ham's
no,
wife-
no, yeah, no, it's not Ham. It's
Wife.
it's the son, Canaan.
Yeah, but I mean, his mother must have been corrupted in
Yeah, yeah,
order
yeah, yeah.
for Canaan
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be.
So the mother brings corrupted seed on, and the first son out of the boat
Yeah.
off that line is corrupted. Hey, you boys, can you keep it quiet, please? And that's where you end up getting giants again. Og, king of Bashan, Goliath and his sons, and so on. So you've got Rephaim. You've got Rephaim. You've got
There's that
Nephilim.
famous king that Joshua killed.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Yeah.
Who was very
Lebanon.
fat and
No,
sword.
that might have just been a normal man who ate too much.
He did not say that he was very tall, like he had a very long
Yeah,
beard.
no, he was very big, fat.
Oh.
And so this is the need for the flood. It's because the whole world had been corrupted in its genealogy and its genetics, even the animals. So if you are a giant human the size of trees, let's just say, if I was the size of a tree, a pine tree out there, if I was one of those 30 meters high, what does a Tyrannosaurus Rex look like? Coda, come. Where's Coda? Coda, come. Come, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Come on. Oh, you're a vicious dog. Oh, hello, Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm the size of a tree, and you're the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Can you tell me how the rabbit feels when you turn up? Yeah, he's pretty worried. And the rat? What about the rat? The rats? A rat's scared of you? Yes, you'd make a very good guard dog, wouldn't you? If I was the size of a tree, you'd be a guard dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus Rex becomes very, very explainable. It's very simple in an oxygen-rich environment. Tyrannosaurus Rex is nothing more than my guard dog, my pest collector.
Your possum hunter,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah, and I'm living for 800 years old. I'm 800 years, and I get to I'm very big, and I get to live a long time. And where does it say the messengers were told to hew down the trees? How many huge stump-like mountains do we have in the world that look exactly? I'm a forester, by the way. Those stumps those mountains look exactly like stumps. In their petrified form, the cellular structure of them is exactly the same. Exactly the same. And they look like they've been cut down. We're getting off track. Another rabbit hole to go down. So, now you have a line of Cain that still lives on the earth.
Yes.
And the first one of those the first king is called Canaan. And he ends up becoming another entity, his line, Nimrod.
Oh, yes.
And so you've got an entire kingdom line,
Yeah.
an entire line that comes all the way to today, that has been trying to usurp and take on religious and the both kinds of rules, kings and priests. Now, going back to the start of the video, you wonder why the kings of this earth today, the ones that you vote in, and I've been a politician.
Yes.
I know this from the inside.
If you're not of the team, you're not of the team.
If you're not of the team, you're not of the team, and you'll get nowhere.
Yeah.
They will stop you and stop you and stop you from progressing. If you wonder why the world looks the way it does, and politicians are actually by no means the top.
No.
They're not even, most of them aren't even fourth tier. There are 2 tiers above politicians. Donald Trump has got 2 to 3 tiers above him of people who rule him. And that's why you can't release those files on that guy. Because he's not allowed to.
Oh, it's not the moment.
Something else has got a plan for those files, and you're not included unless you read this book and you figure out what it actually says rather than what the wicked shepherds are teaching you.
Yeah.
Shh, 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 shh. Come on, or we have to put you back outside. So those wicked shepherds and those wicked people who rule over you, they are passing policies which you don't recognize. And they are doing things which they don't recognize.
You mean Jekyll Island?
And you watch it, Jekyll Island, the Federal Reserve, our reserve banks, banking, you just name it. The world is just full of anxiety right now, and you don't understand any of it because you haven't been reading this properly and you weren't taught to. If you were taught that Beliya'al put his seed into Eve first, and that's Cain, and he managed to get his seed on board the boat and off the boat, and then it is now a line of rulership that came in and corrupted Israel.
Oh, it's Beliya'al's sons anyway. It's Beliya'al's seed.
Yeah.
And Beliya'al is the king of the earth.
And he's the king of the earth. You don't have to read far to find out he's the king of the earth.
So he would let his children
So he's obviously letting his children rule. Hey, like, what's that massive banking dynasty that owned 90% of the world's equity in the 1800s? I won't say their name because YouTube might block it. What's that group of people, that family of people who controlled retail and medicine and has deceived the entire world through its pharmacia? What's that line called? No, we can't say his name because of YouTube. They'll ban the video. The evidence is everywhere. What's that company that now owns 90% of the world's corporations? Don't say the name of it. They will ban the video if you say it. The evidence is everywhere that you are staring in the face of a seed line that hates you and wants the destruction of the earth, and it wants the destruction of you, and it wants the destruction of your seed, and you're blindly going along, being servants, working every day, paying your taxes and not getting ahead because you keep doing what they want you to do. You are not supposed to be one of theirs. You are supposed to be one of his. The line that came out of Adam is Seth. Seth line goes all the way, becomes the house of Israel.
Yes.
Abraham, Isaac and Yaakov. And Yaakov.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Yaakov. Right? And his name gets changed to Israel. Israel becomes 12.
Not only one.
12? Not one tribe? Not Jews?
No.
Not Yehuda? Hey, Yehuda. And not Yehuda? Only?
12.
Not Jews only? 12. Not 13.
No.
13 gates?
No.
The Christian gate?
No.
The nation's gate?
No.
Please? Can I have one of those?
No.
Philosophically?
No.
38,000 denominations later? There's no 13th gate.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Are we not reading our Bible properly? Are we listening to rabbis and pastors?
Yeah.
We are listening to people who are deceiving us. So, Messiah unites 2 gates. Not two sticks of the house of Israel when he returns.
Yes.
When he returns, not after the guy with the funny moustache dies. In that war that you're not allowed to mention.
Yes.
Okay, so that guy dies, and then suddenly a whole lot of men put together this thing.
Yeah.
And they've got it up there in the Middle East right now, deceiving the whole world with the other thing that they put together up there, which is fighting against it and deceiving the whole world. And yet there's this narrow little path down the middle that says there's a scattered 12 tribes, out there in the world that will be reunited when Messiah comes. Not
Yes.
before. Is
No.
Messiah here?
No.
Has the heaven and earth been done away with?
No.
Destroyed? So we're not ticking any boxes scripturally, but yet everyone believes the nonsense that rabbis and pastors are teaching. Oh, okay. And popes.
Yes.
Okay. Seems like there's a deception that deceives the whole earth,
No, New York.
even the elect.
If possible. Yeah.
Even the elect at the moment, I'd say that even the elect are being deceived. It's pretty amazing because, man, you will just fight and fight and fight about this in your home group. If you talk about this, you are going to fight and fight and fight and find you have no friends. And this video might have 2 views
Yes.
because of what we just said. Anyway, that's what the Bible says, and that's what we're trying to tell you. And the kings of the earth, there is no surprises that the Pope does what he does. Yehovah could strike him down tomorrow. Yehovah could strike me down tomorrow for this video. He could get rid of any one of us. Presidents, prime ministers, gone
Yep.
in a second. But he doesn't, because they're all
Are we knowing
a
too?
winnowing tool. The sons of Cain. Beliya'al was put in the garden as a test.
Yep.
The Pope's put as a test.
So then why did Yehovah do that? Why did he want to put Adam and Eve into a test?
Oh, because
Are you going to talk about that? Oh.
we could very quickly, tests are there to see whether you pass or fail.
Yes. Because it does say that there was a war in heaven before.
And if he says hear and obey, here, so you got to read it. Read and obey.
No.
So read and obey, hear and obey. Back when he said it was hear and obey. Shema, if you hear and you don't obey, do you pass the test?
No.
So you're not loyal.
No.
If you
But I mean, that doesn't mean that you.
if you don't hear but you obey.
Yeah, but you can also, like, I mean, that's the point of having Yehoshua, is you're trying.
Yeah, everyone fails. There's only one perfect son,
It's this Yehoshua.
the son of Adam. Because the line goes Seth, Abraham, Jacob, which is Israel, 12 sons, history, biblical history. And then we've got the lineage there in Matthew, in the start of Matthew, and we end up with Yehoshua.
Yes.
And we even have lines like Moab coming in through Ruth.
Yes.
So Moab's in there.
And maybe Rahab, if she's from Jericho, but I'm not too
Yeah.
sure about that. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's not the same Rahab or not.
So then we have Yehoshua, and Yehoshua is the son of Adam. He's the son of Seth. So in this world you've got sons of Cain and sons of Seth.
Yes.
And for your sake, I hope you're a son of Seth
Yeah.
or daughter of Seth.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly important for you to understand that our hope is that we are sons of Seth. We are sons of Adam.
Yeah.
We are not sons of Beliya'al. Sons of Beliya'al? How many times is that phrase in the Bible?
Oh, it does say, like, for example, Hannah and Hannah was talking to Eli, and he was like, "No, don't take me for a daughter of Beliya'al."
Yeah, daughter of Beliya'al.
Yeah.
It's there. It's there in the Bible. It's not. This is not stuff we're making up. This is 2 lines
It's
of
funny
seed.
because in the English Bible you can see that I'm not a daughter of Beliya'al, or even when they killed Naboth, Ahab and Jezebel, when they killed Naboth, they say they chose sons of Beliya'al. But in the French Bible they don't say Beliya'al, which is very...
all translators getting in the way of your understanding.
It's so terrible, I find.
There's some terrible stuff going on with translations.
Yeah.
Even most of your Bibles don't even have the name of your God in there.
Yeah.
So you can insert whatever you like. So, have we covered it?
Yeah, maybe you might like to do a kind of like conclusion, like you just pinpoint all the ideas that you mentioned.
Okay. So, light's about to go. We live off grid. It's about to go dark. We better finish.
Yes. So
Okay.
put the pinpoints.
So Adam has Cain. No, Adam doesn't have Cain. Oh, I'm glad you're with me. Adam, and Eve
Have Seth.
have Seth,
Mm.
and that's the first of their line. Abel got killed. Cain, he was of Beliya'al at the tree. The tree of knowledge of good and evil is Beliya'al.
Yeah.
And that there's a very important verse that contains one four-letter word with. And if you get the word with wrong, you have got the entire Bible wrong. You don't understand that the Messiah coming is the son of Adam because of his love choice that he made for Eve, his woman, his church.
Yeah.
He makes a love choice so that she won't be stuck in eternity, she won't be destroyed, and he goes on without having his love.
Yeah. So he made a love choice.
He makes a love choice. He's not making a choice for sin, he's making a love choice, and that is to take on her sin. And that's why he's the second Adam, and that's why sin came into the world, because of that. Because Adam made a choice to partake in the same thing. And that first seed is Cain, 1 John 3:12.
Mm.
That Cain was of
Of-
the wicked one,
Yeah.
Beliya'al. And so if you're wondering why the world looks like it does right now, it's very obvious why. Because
Beliya'al.
Beliya'al, the king of this world, has got his sons in charge of us.
Yeah.
And you need to enter into being your big brothers,
And we are living in a test.
your big brother Yehoshua's.
Living on the earth is a test of loyalty to Yehovah.
It's a
so,
test of loyalty as to see whether you will hear and obey him. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many other cool things to talk about, but that's probably where we should leave it.
You can just do other videos.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to say hello, kids?
You want to come and quickly say hello? Quick. Don't touch that.
Come say the blessing. Judah, come. Judah.
Hello,
Daddy
Ellie.
can do. Come here, Hawwah.
Come.
Sit. We cannot see your head.
Okay, may Yehovah bless and keep you. May Yehovah lift his face towards you and be gracious unto you. May Yehovah cause his face to shine upon you and give you peace.